Thank you so much for sending this in. Let's take it step by step. So, be is a verb like any other in English. For example, you have to dance, to sing, to walk, to learn, to teach. In the same way, you have the verb to be. To be has forms in the past, simple, and the future, just like every other verb. For example, be in the past is was and were. In the present, it's is, am, and are. And in the future, it's will be and shall be. For example, I was late for lunch. It's in the past. In the present, I am late for lunch. And in the future, I will be late for lunch. So let's look at some other uses of the verb be. If they're put after other verbs, we usually put the preposition to in the middle. For example, I want to be a parent someday. Or I hope to meet the Prime Minister of India someday. Or I promise to be on time for the meeting next week. Let's look at some more uses of the verb be. If we put them after modal verbs, for example, should, shouldn't, could, couldn't, may, might, we usually skip the preposition to. For example, you shouldn't be late for your meetings. Or, this dish can be cleaned with that soap. Or, I would be happy to help. Coming to the verb was. It is the past form of the verb be, and it can be used in the simple past tense and the past continuous tense. In the simple past tense, it can be used to describe a quality in the past or an event in the past. For example, he was a good employee of the company. Or, I was hungry. Or, she was late. In the past continuous tense, we add the verb was before an ing verb. Over here, it acts like an auxiliary verb or a helping verb. For example, I was writing my notes in the class yesterday. Or, she was baking bread in the kitchen yesterday. Or, he was cycling in the park yesterday. Of course, time here is important because it's in the past and we need to know when in the past. Finally, the verb was can be used in the past passive voice. For example, the cake was baked by me. Over here, the verb baked is the third form of the verb bake. Another example, I was given low marks by my teacher. Over here, given is the third form of the verb give. Why don't you send me some examples in the past passive voice as well? Finally, coming to the verb been. Just like in the previous video, we saw the third form of the verbs bake and give. Be also has a third form called been. This is generally used in the past perfect or the present perfect tenses. For example, I have been to Tokyo. Or, my car has been stolen. Finally, been can also be used to talk about imaginary situations in the past, specifically when you want to talk about regrets or wishes or give advice or talk about possibilities. For example, you should have been early for the meeting. Or, you could have been severely injured in the accident. Or, it would have been better if you selected this instead of that. If you notice here, I have used modal verbs yet again. I hope this helps you, and I hope that all of you have more clarity on these three verbs. Happy learning!
This video is brought to you by Enguru Spoken English app.
Enguru offers live classes every day, interactive sessions, expert Enguru teachers, and a certificate from Enguru. So, to continue learning, download the Enguru app from the Play Store today. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel.
Another very popular one, and let's have a look at how we can first start with the use of the present simple tense. The present simple tense is used to talk about habits or things that happen regularly or truths and facts. For example, I am a teacher. Or the sun shines brightly. Or It is the end of the winter season. A few videos ago, we saw the use of the verb to be, and we know that the verb to be has three forms: is, am, and are. Am is usually used when you want to talk about yourself. For example, I am a teacher, or I am scared of that assignment. Is used to talk about the second person in the singular form. For example, he and she, or it. It is a tall mountain. He is a strong man. She is a wise woman. The verb are is used to talk about the second or the third person in the plural form. For example, you are a wonderful friend. They are colleagues. We are here. Coming to the other verbs which we know: to sing, to dance, to write, to read, to laugh. All of these can also be used very similarly in the simple present tense. There is a slight difference though. For the subjects that include I, you, we, and they, we use the base form of the verb or without the S as we call it. For example, I write my homework. You write, we write, and they write. However, when we use it with he, she, and it, you add a slight S over there. For example, he writes, she writes, and it writes. Let's take another one. Watch. I watch, you watch, he what? Let me know in the comments. In summary, if you want to make a positive sentence in the present simple tense, you need to just remember a very simple formula, which is subject plus verb in the simple present tense plus the object of the sentence. For example, I bake a cake every day, or he goes to work. Coming to the present continuous tense. This tense is usually used when you want to talk about what's happening right now. For example, I am recording this video. You are listening to me. You can also use the present continuous tense to talk about things that are generally happening around you nowadays. For example, the petrol prices are rising every single day. Well, there are two verbs that we use here. Give it a thought before you go to the next video. The formula here for making positive sentences in the present continuous tense is also quite simple. You of course need the subject, then you add the be verb in the present tense, then we add the ing verb followed by the object. Quite simple. Why don't you send me some sentences as a reply to the story? By the way, fun fact, the present continuous tense is also used to talk about the future. If this hasn't confused you as yet, catch me in the next video and I will explain how. So, in the future sense, we can use the present continuous tense. Let's imagine a friend of mine, Tanya, and I. We want to watch a movie on Monday at 4 p.m. together. We book the tickets and we make a plan. Another friend wants to meet me at 4 p.m. on Monday as well. And they ask me, can you meet me? I say no. They ask why? And I say, I'm watching a movie with Tanya on Monday at 4 p.m. Monday is in the future. 4 p.m. on Monday is definitely in the future, but I'm speaking in the present. I'm referring to the future with the help of the present continuous tense. This is used specifically when I have made arrangements with people. Time, place, and person is all decided. I hope this was helpful. See you in another video soon.